chilling on the bright side, I'm chilling on the sun side, I'm chilling on the sunset. Trying a new camera angle. We want to kind of look up. And we actually got two camera angles, but I'm only using one camera angle. Hey, what's that, man? Look here. I came on here tonight because I got something to say tonight about something real simple. You know, I don't like to get biblical. Hey, my name is DanLanPro. I don't like to get biblical because I like to do tutorials and show you how to use different equipment and try to keep up the innovation. Put a little jazz in it, a little pizzazz in it. But I also like to go around different platforms like social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Check out different channels. Also share with people how to build channels, because what we have to learn to do is monetize our content. And by monetizing our content, it's like owning your own platform or owning your own content. So whatever you make as a content creator belong to you. I want to share something that comes straight out of the Bible. And it's called hearing is believing. And then they say when you hear the word, you believe the word, and then your faith gets stronger in Christ. Now that's in the Bible. But what I notice in society today is we take that principle, just like we take reaping and sowing and a couple of other biblical principles. We can take that same principle and apply it to carnal living, or as they call in the spiritual community, carnal lifestyle. And it'll still work. And basically, that's what it is when it comes to a lot of information, what I call toxic information. See, if you hear it long enough, you'll start believing it, and then you start having faith in it. And that becomes part of your belief system. So it becomes part of how we principle life. Sometimes we have cliches and stuff passed down through generations, and we adopt those, and then we apply them to life, opposed to more structured principles. And we can use them in the wrong way, like hearing and believing. I think about sometimes all of the stuff I done heard in my lifetime, sometimes believed, and then put faith in it and thought that was the way to live. It usually resulted in something negative. Like, you know, people tell you, man, you're supposed to drink this much and that make you a good drinker, and you're supposed to do this and, you know, this. But what I started noticing that when you don't say drink or drug, we think that we are free of addiction. And now we become an addictive society. We addicted on so many things. And now it's like we addicted on bad information. So good information is like, I notice when I put up like silly clips, I get all kind of hits. When you put up something spiritual or something serious or something that you feel is open for discussion, you get very few hits. I'm talking Facebook, because other channels and other platforms, they got different audiences for different platforms. But I'm talking Facebook, social media, as they say, Instagram, TikTok, that type of thing, which is really much made for being silly and having a little fun. You can come on here and get serious like I'm trying to get right now. But overall, it's a silly platform. So you can't expect too much. What I'm saying is that I hear so much and I'm finding out so much more. And it's because of waking up or consciousness. Like, I was thinking about something the other day, kind of meditating on it. And what I noticed is that no matter what environment I was in, people are always talking about other people, other places, and other things. So even in the Bible, the story never is referring to me. In education, the story is never referring to me. The military, no matter where I go, the story is never referring to me. I'm always being taught and expected to listen to people teach about other people, though if I'm excluded from history as well, which I find is a form of psychological discrimination. That's what I call it. You psychologically discriminating against me, not include me in none of the stories. And this comes from people that I trust or that I believed or listened to. And I started noticing they've been taught the same program. So they heard and they believed and they put faith in that because they actually think that they are excluded from those historic events or from those historic stories. And they teach that to you. And you sit there and you let that go in your head all day, and you start believing it, and you start putting faith in it, and you walking around thinking that nothing, people, places, and things applies to me. Well, how can you walk around thinking you're not a chosen child of God? Everybody else is except you. How can you find your genius or your greatness or your creativity or your innovative ideas in an attitude or thought process like that? So what I'm saying is overall is that you gotta be careful what you listen to now or who you listen to. I don't care what their title is, I don't care what their reputation is, their credentials, whatever it is, because that is a pattern and it's a form of systemic thinking to discriminate yourself, to exclude yourself. You've been taught to exclude yourself from your own stories. So even though a lot of things are folklore, cliches, and information that you can't really use or it's not beneficial to you, a lot of times it's detrimental. Like I remember when I was in the dance community, stepping is lifestyle. Stepping ain't no lifestyle. It's not. It's a social dance, but it's not lifestyle. And if you start believing that and hearing that enough and believing that, then you put your faith in that. And then you start getting testimonies like I heard the young lady the other day on one of those shows that she had that. See, that's in her mindset. Stepping is a lifestyle. Stepping ain't no lifestyle. If it is, try to make it a lifestyle and see how your lifestyle come out. So it's the same way with education, that you were taught that all the great people and famous people don't apply to you. So all of these things that you're hearing and believing and you put your faith in, that makes us who we are. So that makes us a lot of time not confident, suffer from low self-esteem, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not a psychologist or anything. I'm talking about my personal testimonies and the things that I've learned in life as far as becoming more creative, more innovative, more liberated as far as my thinking. So you will hear me say a lot of times, I ain't trying to wake people up. I'm trying to keep people from putting me back to sleep, because it's like everywhere I go, it's like somebody's trying to lure me back into that snore zone where I'm to believe that all of these addictions are not waiting on me. Now that don't mean I can't social dance or watch sports or dress, or I'm talking about the addictive part, watch TV, whatever. All these addictions are waiting on you. Fashion, waiting on you. And these are because we hear this, like I need Gucci, or I need Coach, or I need this Nike or whatever. I'm not saying I can't buy Nike or I can't wear Gucci. I'm saying when it becomes an addiction, when it's bombarded at you, and that's all you're hearing, and it's all you believe in, and it's where you put your faith. And then we see the results of that. So when I look at even my own experience as not just as a brother, a father, a cousin, a friend, an uncle, however you want to name it, when I look at the process over time and the things that I've heard and believed, and they were all off the rails. And that is the results. The results of those belief systems is what we get. We produce the same product over and over because of what we're hearing and what we believe in and what we are making our belief system. And then I pass that on to my kids. Now, when you make the change, then you expect them to make the change, or your family to make the change, or your friends make the change. You the one that changed. They still the same. So now that you may have awakened or become more conscious, they still where they are. And you expect them to catch up with you. So now we ridicule and persecute the people that still sleep or the people that still unconscious. So don't get me wrong. I'm gonna speak my mind, but I'm not gonna sit there for hours and days and weeks and months and years and try to wake nobody up, because I know when I was in those dark places, man, I didn't want to hear what nobody had to say. When I was doing my thing, man, I didn't want to hear nothing about don't do that, this is this, this is that, hey, come over here. You come when you call. It's that simple. So for me to just waste my time or take the chance on being lured back to sleep, that's not a good thing. Like, hearing is believing. And you put faith in that, and that becomes your belief system. Just like you reap what you sow. All these things are principles that people take right out the Bible and use them at their discretion, or switch them around the way they want to. Like books. I read books, but I was sharing with a friend one day. We was fellowshipping, and I was sharing with that friend that if these things are already in the book, if these things are already in the book and stated and written in scriptures by God, then if we don't get it when God wrote it, so why should I get it when you wrote it? That's a sense of like arrogance or ego to me. I'm gonna get it from you. I couldn't get it from God, but I'm gonna get it from you. That's kind of like backwards. Now, I might not get it from you. I should be able to get it from God or the Spirit. But I can't get it from the Spirit or God, but I can get it from you. Not to say don't write books. I'm saying I put things in a proper perspective when it comes to me. I'm not telling you what to do. I'll tell you what I do. And then there's other platforms where people dealing with relationship issues, et cetera, et cetera. But I don't get into the relationship issues too deep when it comes to say, when we dealing with this man-woman thing, like who's at fault? Look, the man is at fault. They took Africa from the man, period. So you can go, I don't want to hear all that, are you beta or alpha? Dude, they took Africa from all of us. So you could be too alpha, or they wouldn't have all them resources and minerals in their possession. So I don't want to, there is no debate. They know alpha and beta, because if that was the case, then they would have took your whole continent and all the resources. And that's even that story right there, man. There's so many forks in the road, where no one wants to talk about my lineage, my heritage, my experience, my journey, my struggles. And even when those experiences meet a fork in the road, see, some people came to America, some people went to Central America, some people went here, some people went there. Even though we have a common root, which is African descent, we got forks, all types of forks. Nobody want to have that discussion. Now, I don't call it critical race theory or nothing like that. I call it what it is. It's just something that should be open for discussion. And it's something that I need to discuss, whether I discuss it with God or in meditation or with those who can relate to what I'm talking about, because I've been in those dark places, in those unconscious places, in those state of sleeps where that didn't matter to me. But now it does matter to me. So it's not a question of who's keeping me asleep, because there's no reason to be asleep now. There's too much information about yourself, about your lineage, about your heritage for you to be asleep. So for me to remain asleep right now is an excuse. It's no longer something forced upon me, because most of us make enough money to buy a book, to take a journey, to take a trip, to take an expedition if we want to. I mean, we're going everywhere else. We're spending hundreds and thousands of dollars to go expend energy and exert energy that's, I mean, if I got that much energy, if I got enough energy to almost play an NBA game in a 3-night progress, then I can cut my grass, I can clean up my neighborhood, I can wash my windows, I can build a house, damn it. So I don't want to hear all that superficial nonsense, because that's what it is to me. You want to get down to the meat of the bone, and you want to get down to what I want to hear, what I want to believe these days. Tell me something relevant to creativity, to genius, to innovation, to overcoming, to rising up, elevating. And I ain't talking about this superficial nonsense that people been feeding us, where you tell me nonsense and I give you money. If money was to solve all our problems in the world, then our problems should be solved, because we've been giving up money for a long time. So that's not the solution to the problem. So that's never been the solution to my problem. I mean, I've been broke, I've had money in my pocket. But in either case, I had the same problems regardless of that status, regardless of my financial status. So it has to be something much, much deeper, much, much greater. And I think it has to do with understanding who I am. See, I'm tired of talking about what this person did and what this person is and what that person is. How you gonna figure all that out and can't figure yourself out? And that's basically what I was doing. I don't fight to be the smartest person in the room. I fight to be one of the most liberated people in the room, one of the most free-minded people in the room. See, because I know that a lot of stuff that I thought I needed to walk in the room, I don't need no more. I can walk in a room in a suit, expensive suit, or I can walk in a room in a pair of cheap jeans. And guess what? I'm the same Dan. And I walk in a room like that. When before that wasn't the case, because we had this superficial belief that if we don't have on this expensive suit and these expensive shoes and these expensive belts, all the things that we necessarily cannot invest or afford to invest in, that makes me somebody. Or if I have this particular thing. Now don't get me wrong, I love nice things. I like luxury things. I like the blessings that God bestowed upon me. However, those things don't define me. See, peace of mind and God defines you, nothing else. I don't care what it is. And you can say it 100 times, and I don't care if nobody never listens. It don't apply to me anymore. See, Pandora box. See, you can tell a person don't open that box. They're not gonna listen to you. You can hand them the box. Hand them the box and the key. Say, look here, I'm going over here to open this box. Because there's something in there you don't want to see or need to see. It's a way to open this box and a time to open this box. They're gonna open the box anyway. Then when all that stuff come out that Pandora's box, oh, why you run out the room? Why you leave me here? I left you there because I told you what was in that box. And if you open that box, what's gonna happen? I don't need to open Pandora's box. I don't care what's in it. In fact, don't hand it to me or the key. Keep your own box. See, that ain't nothing but temptation. Put your Pandora box wherever you think it's gonna be safe, because it ain't gonna be safe with me. And I don't even want that temptation hanging around me. Because when you open that box, it's only popping. See, we open that Pandora's box a whole lot of time because we hear all this nonsense constantly. Don't mean I don't talk nonsense, but I'm just getting to a point where I can filter it. I can understand what it is. The truth sounds the same. I don't care who speaks, because it sounds the same. It's a language, like anything else. Truth is a language, but guess what? So is a lie. Lie is a language, and man, some of us know. We done told enough lies to know just how that language sounds. We know that word. We, as they say, we proficient in that language. Hey, we just learning the truth. We just learning how to speak the truth. Hey, my name is DanLanPro. I just came on here to chit chat as usual. Don't care if one person listening, that's fine with me. But I'm gonna do my lives. I'm gonna do my platforms, and I'm gonna keep it conscious. And I'm gonna try to stay awake. Again, I ain't trying to wake you up. I'm trying to keep you from putting me back to sleep. So as they say, hearing is believing, which gives you faith. Now, what you have faith in is the big $64,000 question. Where's your faith? Because when you find that faith, you find what you actually believe in. In my case, I believe in God. Hey, I'm out. Peace.